Shalom. Kol halal Yahweh ba'ashim Yahushua ba'ashim Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them, that taught us this truth. And shalom and salutations to all the brothers that are pushing the word and truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. All right, so this lesson is going to go into just this crazy weather, okay? And, I mean, these times, the Most High said that these things were coming, and these are signs, okay? So Slovakia. Let's look at this real quick. Not the kind of harp you play music with, okay? So, harp. Let's just look at this real quick. Harp, about harp. Harp is the world's most capable high power, high frequency, keep that in mind, transmitter for study of the ionosphere. Okay, this goes into weather modification. Okay, Wikipedia, high frequency active auroral research program. That's the acronym HARP. Okay, now it goes into ionosphere, right? They're not going to say nothing about weather modification. Let's see. Conspiracy theories abound as U.S. military closes HARP 2014. Yeah, right. They're using it right now. Okay. Say anything about weather. Weather mod. HARP, weather control, conspiracy is off in the cloud. Whenever you see this word conspiracy, they're hiding something. Okay. What is HARP and is it causing weather on steroids? Okay. So look into HARP. All right. Because their ultimate weapon of the conspiracy, HARP. Okay. Huge HARP antenna array is bouncing radio signal, not off of Jupiter, but they shoot it into the ionosphere. That's true. And you can control the jet stream and other things. You can create earthquakes. All right. Look up earthquake machine. All right. And you got to understand that these devils, they have devices, and we're not ignorant of his devices. All right. So Luke 21:11, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. Okay, so let's and I mean, is the so-called white man doing this? The short answer is yes. Okay, so when the Most High says he's going to do something, he uses people to do it. When the Most High speaks on the earth, he's speaking through his men. Okay, you got to understand that. Okay, so can man create an earthquake? Yeah, in diverse places where he wants. Can man create a famine? Yeah, he could shut down and burn up the food processing plants. He can pay out the farmers to destroy their crops. Can man create CV-19? Go to Wuhan, China, to a laboratory, and that's what they did then. What are they doing now? Are they not? Do they not have biolabs in the Ukraine that they're trying to hide right now? Okay, and they have Project Bluebeam, fearful sights from heaven in the sky. Now, is this devil not trying to be like the Most High? Of course he is. Let's get it. He says it himself. I will be like the. I will be like Yahweh, not any God. Somebody's trying to be like the Most High. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Who is that? That's Esau. Okay. Now, why is he trying to be like the Most High? Because the Most High got him being like that. All right. The Most High is utilizing him. He's mind controlling him. All right. It's Proverbs 21. Let's get it real quick. We gotta build this thing. Proverbs 21. Maybe you can see it through the scriptures. Okay. Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Who is the king of Babylon? The so-called white men, the Edomites. Okay. All the way up to the top. All right. And if we go down here to the good news, the Lord, Yahweh Shai, controls the mind of the king. All right. And you extrapolate. Mind what? Control. MK. Supreme. Get it? So whatever this devil is doing, if he comes up with a machine that controls the weather or can create an earthquake, or he starts burning up all of the grain and the wheat, right? To cause a famine, or starts burning up the food processing plants, who's doing that and why? Which is thy. What do you think why do you think the so-called white man was created? Here's why. He's created to be a murderer, a liar, all right? Because whatever the Most High has on the right-hand side, he's got to have on the left, right? And the Most High uses this devil to murder, right, as a death angel. Psalm 17:13. I know you might not understand because this is deep. This is meat. Psalm 17:13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked. Who is the wicked? Deliver my soul from Esau, the so-called white man, which is thy sword, your killing instrument. Okay? Ye are of your father. The devil. Who's the devil? The so-called white man Esau. John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. The spirit of Cain is on him. Okay? The Most High, when somebody gets murdered, the Most High sent this devil out. He put the spirit of Cain on that death angel to go out, right? And do the bidding of the Most High, not the bidding of the devil. Most High controls the devil. All right? And abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. That's talking about Esau, the so-called one. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Okay? So this devil has a specific job to do. What is that? To murder, to deceive. Okay? He was created for that purpose. All right? And the Most High used. So when a bunch of people die in a snowstorm and they shut the power down, that came, the order for that came from on high, and the devil is the one that's carrying it out. All right? The red devil, right? He came out first, red all over like a hairy garment. Okay, so now that has been established, okay, let's go back to Luke real quick. All right? Where's Luke? Right here. Now that we have established that the Most High is using this devil to do what he wants to do, then you come back and you read this. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places. The Most High got this devil. He gave him the technology. Where did the devil get the technology? The Most High gave it to him. And famines, who's, first of all, poison in the food. Okay, who's making meat glue and coming up with bugs and destroying the food chain, all right, and pestilences. I don't even have to go into Ebola, right? And what is Project Bluebeam? Do I have to go into it? The devil has these things in place, all right? Why? Because he's doing the bidding of the Most High. Get that. And Satan came among and presented himself. See, what does it mean to present yourself? If you're in the military and you're standing at attention and the commander says, present up, then you salute. You salute whoever your commander is. Well, that's what Satan was doing right here. It says, Job 2:1. And there was a day when the sons of the Most High came to present on themselves before the Lord. They came, they formed up in a formation in their ranks, right? And Satan was a son of God. Satan's an angel too, on the left-hand side. Satan came also among them to present himself. What does it mean to present himself? That means that the Most High is the commander. And Satan does the bidding of the commander, right? And then the Most High, after this, he had a little conversation with Satan, said, what you think about Job? And then after that, after the conversation, the Most High sent Satan on a mission, and Satan went to carry it out. He jacked Job up because the Most High gave him permission. All right. Now, here we come to Dabu 7:7. Yesterday, okay, earthquake prediction warns, signal just hit, warns of potential big quake from San Francisco to LA on the East Coast, the West Coast, namely California. California starts here. This is Oregon up there, California. You see where there's red? Red means 98%. So all the way down California, they're predicting 7.0 and above. So there's your earthquakes in diverse places. Okay. So let's listen to this. Dabu.
7. I want to pass along and share with you guys here this warning that has been put out by Earthquake Prediction. These are pretty rare. You don't see them like this every day or very often at all. They're warning of a 7-point earthquake that
Let me tell you something. Living in California pretty much all my life, all right, 7.0, that's normal. That's a normal earthquake, all right? When they speak of 5.5, that's nothing. We shrug. We don't even think about that out here. When they say 7, it shakes a little bit, it rolls a little bit, right? But guess what? We're in the time of the end right now. What are we? We're expecting 8, 9, 10, 11. That would be a big one to us, all right? This might be big in the Midwest or on the East Coast, but over here, right, we're looking at 8. 8 is an earthquake. 9, 10, 11, that's a big one. 7 is normal, okay? We don't even think about that anymore. Just saying.
likely to strike between the San Francisco Bay Area and to the northwest of Los Angeles. So the stretch in the area in red here, going along the coastline, you can see 98% chance. They're saying that there's an uptick. Now, in the past several days, we have seen two decent earthquakes, a 5.4 that struck around 30 miles south of Eureka, and on December 20th, a 6.4 magnitude right around the same area, kicking up a swarm. So a magnitude 7 being called for here. Now, let's go over and take a look at the map real quick. This is what it's looking like as of right now. We've been watching this area around Baja, Tijuana, to see if it crosses over towards San Diego or toward the Salton Sea, where we have seen a swarm kick loose in the past. A lot of these fault lines cross one another right down here in this area. It's an area to watch. They run up through here. We all know the San Andreas, and then going up through here further north to Cascadia. But this runs right up into this area where we're seeing swarming around San Francisco. And here is where a lot of the action is kicking off. South of Eureka, it's where it's been kicking off. If you follow this out into the ocean, you find the Juan de Fuca Plate. It kind of zigzags back and forth. It's been hitting as well. So, with this warning going out, this really is like an all hands on deck warning. Anyone that's on the coastline that is in the line of earthquakes and tsunamis, you might want to keep this in the back of your head for at least the next 48 hours. They are obviously looking at this event as a foreshock type of an event, and they're expecting larger quakes. So just a heads up, if we see any more action, I'll keep you guys posted.
All right, so heads up. It says the 31st to the 3rd, which, you know, it could be after that, all right? Because there's some solar flare coming in, right? Which should make you think Faraday, all right? Faraday, your stuff, right? Your communications. Prepare, right? They wasn't prepared in Buffalo. See, right now, you're having weather, you're having storms and weather situations of what they call, what do they call it? Of biblical proportions, right? So there's your earthquakes in diverse places. All right, let's get something else over here. What do we got? Okay, flooding, right? This is right now. Look at the floods. Okay, what does this say? This is a station. Okay, WAS 11. Okay. Winter storms bring flooding, heavy snow to parts of California. Snow? Did you say snow too? Hold on. What happened in Buffalo? Winter storm brings flooding, heavy flooding, right up there where they said the earthquake is going to hit. Heavy flooding, heavy snow. What's going on right now? Now is the time to be vigilant. San Francisco saw its second wettest day on record, with 5 inches of rain falling in the downtown area on Saturday. Okay, today is Tuesday. This came out 20 hours ago. And there's more rain coming. Right now, where I'm at, the sun is out. It's beautiful, right? And I'm watching because they may try to flood the whole Central Valley. They said that, 2 months ago? So what? Now it's time to be watching. Let's listen to this.
West Coast is kicking off the new year with severe weather, a winter storm bringing flooding and heavy snow to parts of California with evacuation orders in place. At least one person has died as the state braces for 2 more storms coming later this week.
Got to be vigilant right now. You got to be ready to take evasive action, all right, so that you don't get caught up. A lot of people aren't. If I didn't see this information yesterday, last night, I wouldn't be making this video right now. Okay? Because people ain't thinking like that, right? You see people dying, looting, shooting, chaos going on in New York and on the East Coast, right? Curfews, shit's going down. What's today, the 3rd? Barely? It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a crazy year.
ABC's Rena Roy.
Homes engulfed, cars floating through water, and roadways shut down as Northern California faces dangerous flash flooding.
At the same time, earthquakes are about to happen. What's going on?
Atmospheric river dumping historic amounts of rain. ABC's Matt Gutman on the ground in Point Pleasant, where evacuation orders are in
Historic
place.
amounts.
The speed of this rushing water you're seeing behind me gives you a sense of the volume here.
San Francisco seeing its second wettest day on record, with 5 inches of rain falling in the downtown area on Saturday.
Street flooding, house flooding, mudslides, rock slides, wires down, trees down.
Within 15 minutes, the garage door busted, cracked, and water just started pouring in. And this place was full in a half an hour. It was full.
At least 3 to 4 feet of floodwater rushing into this restaurant in San Francisco's Mission neighborhood.
We had half of us standing on these tables here and the rest of them inside. And then at a certain point, it was clear that there was nothing to do, so we decided to evacuate.
The massive amount of rain causing at least 2 levees to fail, an entire community urged to seek higher ground. One man was found dead in his vehicle near the city of Elk Grove. In Fresno County, responders rescued the 78-year-old man from his pickup truck as floodwaters rose around him. Severe flooding near the city of Danville turned roads into fast-flowing rivers. Firefighters used kayaks to help this mom and her 2 young children.
I really felt at no time we weren't going to be rescued, but so was going to be.
And it wasn't just the rain coming down hard. At one point, over 7 inches of snow fell per hour Saturday afternoon in...
Okay, so we got snow, we got floods, we got earthquakes. What's going on? What's going on?
Tahoe.
And Northern California is not in the clear yet. 2 more storms are expected later this week. Several more feet of snow could fall on the northern Sierra Nevada.
Boom. So it behooves you to stay vigilant. All right, what's going on here? Let's get some more. Okay, so yeah, deadly storms, levees breaking. Let's watch a little bit of this and then I'll go ahead and close out. But hey, of biblical proportions.
Absolute chaos is breaking out in California right now.
Okay, so this is Patrick Humphrey. He does a decent job of keeping people abreast on what's going on. Patrick Humphrey channel. He's pretty good. All right. He's a little sensational, but he does all right. 18 hours ago, mass evacuations, thousands trapped. California earthquake, water levee breaks, all of that is going on. If you're not paying attention, you don't know how it's all working together. Oh, I'm going to do one more after this, so let me roll just
Another earthquake has hit. Another earthquake has hit California in the same spot. Multiple towns are under mass evacuation orders. Tens of thousands of people are under evacuation orders because a levee is about to break, and it's already broken in multiple spots, but they're saying a, quote, imminent break is about to happen for a big one. And these cities are right outside Sacramento. This levee's right outside Sacramento, California. Multiple roads are also being washed out and destroyed from this earthquake and from mudslides from all the rain, right? So lots of developing news. People are stranded. People are being told to evacuate, and they can't because roads are destroyed or roads are covered with water, and they are impending this levee breaking, and they can't even get away from it, all right? So lots of big developing news. Another earthquake has also hit California in the same spot too. So stick with me with all this stuff. We will get to pictures of everything too. Tons of pictures today. We will have a bunch, but let's get into the details really quick, and then I will show you pictures of.
Okay, so go watch this. Patrick Humphrey, mass evacuations, thousands trapped, California earthquake, water levee breaks. Okay, now, I mean, in the interest of time, I'm gonna cut him short. He had some very detailed information, but what I want to get to is this, okay? Now, fearful signs from the sky, right? We're catching everything here. The San Joaquin Valley in Central California is known as the breadbasket of the world. Okay, crops, all kind of stuff grows in the Central Valley with the California Aqueduct, and they reroute water down here to feed the crops and blah, 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 blah. All right, with all of that being destroyed, all the farms being bought up and shut down, right? They're creating famine. I don't have to tell you that they're creating, the CDC is creating bugs, okay? Now, what are fearful signs from above? Let's get that real quick. Go back to Slovakia. Bear with me. Where's Luke? Okay. Fearful signs. Let's see. Okay. Luke 21:11. And great earthquakes. They just said they're coming. Shall be in diverse places and famines. That's the farmland. And pestilence. That's CV. Okay. They got a new one. What is it called? HBB1 something. Whatever the hell that is. That they're about Omicron variant. And fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. All right. Look at that. Okay, so this is John Traczek, right? 12 days ago, January 5th, 2023, hot incoming pulse of exotic radiation to hit heliosphere, okay? So what is this? This is a coronal mass ejection type event that sends out radiation. What does the sun do? It radiates. It sends out radiation. So if the sun is making ejections, right, it takes a while for them to travel through space, right, and then, contact whatever they're contacting, okay? Now, this radiation, right, it might affect stuff, right? If you shot something in your arm, right, and here comes this radiation, frequencies, if you will. If people start going crazy, start shooting up shit, and if this, right, hot incoming pulse of exotic radiation, when did it eject? When did it start traveling through space? Well, this is 12 days ago. And his prediction is that January 5th something is going to, I heard another prediction that January 4th, which is tomorrow, that it's actually this thing is gonna come in, right? And it's probably already coming in, right? And people are changing, right? The CDC is the one that put out that zombie apocalypse thing, right? They might know what the hell is about to go on. So let's watch this. We'll close it. It's only 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And it's kind of sensational, but hey, this might affect Jake in a certain way. You understand? These frequencies. It might ignite some people, right? It might, we'll see what's going to happen here in a minute. It's certainly affecting the weather. Now, is this devil, does he have machines? Yes, he does. But the sun and the moon are natural ways of affecting the weather. So let's watch this. Slovakia. Got the volume turned on. Here we go.
January 5th, we're going to entertain something coming into our heliosphere. It is not an object on January 5th. That's a pulse. That's a wave. That's a lot of radiation coming inbound. Once it breaks the heliosphere, January 5th is going to be headed inbound. Nobody knows what the effects of that will be. We can only guesstimate. We're also going to have a shear point during that time, or a place of the Earth this thing will actually hit based upon a rotation. based upon the angle it comes into and everything else, and the concentration of radiation, as will be countered by a neutrino count. So we already have particles coming into the underground facilities where they count neutrinos and they tick the count is up. In fact, it's been sustained for a while. So once that happens, it's going to take a couple of days for it to come inbound. And when it does, we're going to know the effects of that. And that's very important, because I would consider this a very hot one. It carries a very exotic type of radiation. And with it is a lot of other things. So measuring the force of this wave is going to be very important. That will in turn run through a simulation, right? To give everybody a good idea of what it can actually push in our direction, what it can carry in our direction. Then after that, all bets are off, right? All bets are off. Folks, listen. Let's go ahead and face it. We live in a world, largely, many are in denial. We are. We seem to hunt down and make sure for ourselves. We entertain ourselves all the time because no worse thing is upon us. So let me paint this scenario. Imagine the ground cracking. No reasonable explanation. People even deny it, right? You may be caught in a crack and they'll deny it on television, on media, until they have to absolutely say something about it. Then they'll pop out as experts until it hits their location. We will entertain a dislodging, causing large global tectonics to start failing in certain areas. That means sinking, right? Erosion has taken its toll underneath the ground. Famine is coming too. The crops are going to suffer. And bacteria is going to begin to do away with the rest of the food.
Now, did you hear what he said? He said tectonics going into earthquakes. Then he said famine, the food. And then what else right here? Organisms. That's pestilence. So you ain't slick, devil. Okay, you're familiar with what it says in the scriptures, but what he's doing is he's equating it to this radiation that's coming in. Listen again. All right? Got ears to hear.
Taking its toll underneath the ground. Famine is coming too.
Wait a minute, let's start at tectonics again.
To start failing in certain areas. That means sinking.
Wait a minute. Salakia, bear with me.
Crack, and they'll deny it on television, on media, until they have to absolutely say something about it. Then they'll pop out as experts until it hits their location. We will entertain a dislodging, causing large global tectonics to start failing in certain areas.
Earthquakes.
That means sinking, right? Erosion has taken its toll underneath the ground.
Mudslides.
Famine is coming too.
Famine.
The crops are going to suffer. And bacteria
Pestilence.
is going to begin to do away with the rest of the food, which will cause new plagues and troubles.
Pestilence.
It's going to be a very tasking time on the earth.
Jacob's trouble. Boom. All right, just wanted to show that. Okay, so where is this coming from? The heavens. We'll get one more and then we'll go on and close. This is Jeremiah 10. Could this be something good for Jake? Right? That the heathen are dismayed at? Could it be? Come on now. This thing's freezing up. I'm going to just read it. Let me just read it in the Berean. Hear the word that the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, speaks to you, O house of Israel. This is what the Lord says. Do not learn the ways of the nations, the other nations, the heathen, or be terrified by the signs in the heavens, though the nations themselves were terrified by them. That's it. It's not for us to worry about. It's for them to worry about. Okay? Most High got us. All right? He's given us instruction. Don't be terrified by what you see coming out of heaven. The chariots, the radiation, if you will. All right? The sun radiates, does it not? When you go out into the sun, if you have melanin, right? And not all Israel has melanin, but all Israel has, similar DNA. We'll say that. All right. I got loyalty, royalty in my DNA, right? Okay, so when you go out in the sun, you get energy. Other people go out in the sun, they get burned up. Sun is radiating, that's radiation. All right? So, fear not. All right? Now, this is going to make this devil react. He knows what's going on. He knoweth that he hath but a short time. Let's get that. We'll read it in the Berean. Therefore rejoice, O heavens, in you who dwell in them, but woe to the earth and the sea. With great fury the devil has come down to you, knowing that he has only a short time. He knows what's about to happen. Right? The sun feeds us. Radiation feeds us. Right? It makes us grow. It gives us strength. But it kills other people. All right? And Yahushua is, with the brightness of his coming, we're going to slay this devil. All right? So, with that, we hope that the electorate edified. Sorry I went so long. You brothers and few sisters, with that, shalom.